Unless our weird fucking party is born. I see. I figured she'd probably go after Remnos. I think she'd come all this way on her own through the forest on her own. Now, time to get down to business. Did you meet your friend? Oh yeah, I did. Thanks to that, I managed to get my hands on this. Do you recognize it? Duren produced a well-worn notebook. Acquired well-worn notebook. Managed to get my hands on this from, well, let's just call it a trade secret. It's full of information about the Great Forest, which is surprising in and of itself. But look at this bit right here. There's an image that appears to be a hand-drawn map of the Great Forest with notes scrawled all over it. The handwriting looks somewhat familiar. I have no idea what this pattern of diamonds on the left page is all about. But look at that map on the right page. The words Primeval Lands are written at the top. And look at this bit in the middle. Duren pointed to the word tower. Tower! Is this? I don't think there's any doubts about it. This was yours before you lost your memories. Not a bad find, huh? See, the information game isn't all about rumors and hearsay, but items like this, too. Seems pretty likely you dropped this right around the time you got hit with whatever it was that wiped your memory clean. And it sure looks to me like after visiting Komodo and Selray, you crossed over to the Primeval Lands. But what's most important to us right now is this bit here, right on the river. Looks like there might be a passage in an underground ruin, barely a stone's throw away from Selray. You must have gone through here and come out on the other side of the river. You're amazing, Duren! Well, yeah, I guess I am. I did go through a hell of a lot of trouble to get this, after all. Let's get some rest and set out in the morning. Besides, Karna's coming with us, isn't she? And she needs to rest even more than we do. Head on to Selray. If it isn't Adol and Duren, welcome back. Thanks to you, there hasn't been any poison in the river at all for quite a while. So, you found a way to cross over into the Primeval Lands, then? Yeah, apparently Adol managed to make it over there once already before he lost his memories. At least, that looks to be the case. Can't say anything for sure until we've been over there ourselves. But in order to make it across the river, we'll need to find the entrance to the ruin mentioned in his old notebook. What's wrong?
No.
Nothing at all. My apologies. Adol, I've had something on my mind ever since I last saw you. As you know, I was never told the real secret of the Spartas. You mean the reason they're treated as sacred beasts? Indeed. Yet despite never being told, I feel it is my duty and perhaps my destiny to know the answer. My family is no longer with us. However, so it is conceivable that I may never be able to learn the truth. Still, I desire to know. I wish to unearth the secret my mother and father protected for so long. Ozma. The sacred beasts are said to have come from the Primeval Lands, as I previously noted. Naturally, there's no guarantee I will find the answers I seek there. And I do apologize for making such a selfish request, but I must go to the Primeval Lands no matter the risks. So with no one to tell you the answers, you want to go on a journey and find them yourself, huh?
Hey.
I don't know the whole story here, but I definitely understand exactly how you feel. It's like, if you just stay in your village and pass up this chance, you know you'll end up regretting it later. So if this journey is what you want to do, you should do it. You don't want to have to always wonder what might have been. Right, Adol? Karna's right. Yeah, that's actually really sound advice. Better to have tried and failed than never to have tried at all. Though in Adol's case, I think he's motivated solely by curiosity for the unknown. It's hard to believe he's even a real person. At least a real person older than 5 or so. I forgot that line. That's great. That's so true. Just give it your all, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And even then, there's always something to learn from every failure, so chin up. This'll be a good journey. I'm happy to have you with us, Ozma.
Yes.
And you, Karna. I love this party! Adol, look at that statue. I've seen a statue like this before. Yeah, in Kazna Mine. You said you heard a voice coming from it. Who'd have thought we'd find another one here? I've seen a statue like this near Komodo, too. It is said that many hundreds of years ago, there was a giant settlement in this area large enough to be called a kingdom. A kingdom? Say at all. Didn't you say you heard something like that from Remnos, too? Wow, this is... this is a real quiz. 800. That's right, 800 years ago. 10 out of 10, A+, hidden achievement unlocked. He was really fascinated by stories of it, and always trying to research more about it as an inspiration for his poems. Although he wound up researching it in private since Father and I were criticizing him just a little too much. So, these are the remnants of an ancient kingdom, then. They may be connected to the primeval lands as well. Okay, what are we waiting for? Here we go. Well, we're out, but where are we? How very peaceful. It appears to be a graveyard, and a well-kept one at that. Not quite what I was expecting, so we're in the primeval lands now, right? Look over there. There's the big tree! Look at how far we've come! Is that Komodo's great tree? Seems to be, yeah. If that's over there, then I think we can safely say we made it. These are the primeval lands for sure, right, Adol? Right. Could be a different tree is another option. That's hysterical. I don't know, though. Feel kind of let down. After all this, I thought our arrival here would be a lot more dramatic. Like, we'd all emerge into a stunning new world and shout uncontrollably with glee or something. Spencer asks, why does everyone speak the same language in this game? There is an answer to that. Ah! No, it's okay, Karna. The moment's passed. No sense forcing it. No, what is this? What's that? Do you see a ghost? Do I look like the kind of girl who'd be scared of ghosts? Just look at the gravestone. The gravestone? Here lies some chump, died at the age of 18. Adol and the others examined the front of a gravestone. An inscription was carved into its smooth, clean surface. Here lies Adol. What? I don't remember dying. Now that's something you don't hear every day. But unless there's someone else around here who happens to have the exact same name as you... Still, the fact that there exists a graveyard here at all indicates that this side of the river is definitely inhabited. And, by all appearances, its inhabitants must live quite nearby. Yeah, these flowers are still fresh, and the gravestone itself looks brand new. Not to add to the questions we already have, but this has been bugging me since we found the ruins at the entrance at Selray. I wasn't sure before, but I definitely am now. There were no signs of anyone going through those ruins in a long time. That doesn't make sense. I know, but I'm completely confident that it's true. But here's a grave with Adol's name on it, so it proves he did come through here, right? If this wasn't his point of entry, then how did he get across the river? I cannot imagine any other route. It seems we are left with more questions than answers. So, how did Adol get over here? Look at that. Isn't that the same kind of bird we saw in Selray? I don't think it's a bird. It looks like one, but it's not flapping its wings. Well, if it's not a bird, then what is it? It came from deeper in the primeval lands, but beyond that, I have no idea. Are you okay, Adol?
One day, I intend for mankind to take to the skies. Just like this, on wings of their own creation.
Hold on.
What is it this time? Adol explained that he heard a voice in his head and described what it said to him. What? That doesn't make any sense. You weren't kidding, Ozma. I've got nothing but questions swimming around in my head right now. I know, isn't it exciting? For you, I'm sure. If it weren't, I'd think you were some kind of imposter. We won't find any of the answers we need by standing around here. I agree. We should continue up the hill and try to find the people who tend this graveyard. See something over there? It's a big fucking town in the coolest spot. Is that amazing? A town this deep in the Great Forest? Not just that, but look at it. It looks way more technologically advanced place than even Kaznan. What is that structure over there? The one surrounded by thunderclouds. Seems like some kind of tower. Could it be? Yeah, I think that's safe to assume that that's the one marked in your notebook. I didn't expect we'd find it this quickly. It almost looks magical, like something out of a fairy tale or an old legend. I'm sure Remnos would be overjoyed if he could see it. Maybe he already has, or I'm sure he would. I'll have to bring him here sometime. I say it's high time we go in for a closer look, shall we? Incredible. This place is even more unbelievable up close. Wonder what kind of people live here. Hey, what are those twirly things over there? They're called windmills. The wind spins them around to generate energy. Oh, wow. I'm impressed you knew the answer, Duren. Very nice. Hey! They don't call me an information dealer for nothing. Anyway, based on our experiences so far, it seems safe to assume that Adol's caused some kind of trouble here, too. We might get chased around. We might get locked in a house somewhere for a while. Who knows? Either way, we can't stand around forever, so let's just get this over with. Duren's so resigned. Oh my god. Well, here we go. You? And here we go. Oh, not battle. What did you do this time? It's a ghost! Huh? What's going on here? It's Adol. He's come back to haunt us. Eek, this isn't your world any longer. Go back to sleep. Leave us be. I see. So it was the people of this town who dug that grave, Adol. They appear to be under the impression that you are, in fact, deceased. Love Ozma. Adol, is that you? Long time no see. This is one of my favorite characters. She is a kid character who doesn't suck. That facial expression is partially why. Huh. Do you actually remember me? You look pretty confused.
Oh, I see. You've lost your memories. Well then, let me introduce myself again. I'm Kalilica. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You know I lost my memories. That's besides the point! You really are quite the troublemaker, you know? First you wander off outside the town without permission and disappear without a trace. Then you show up here again, with no memories! The nerve of some people, I swear! I like that you're an interesting person, but there are limits, you know? After a while, it just gets old. You're almost a full-grown adult, so you really need to start acting like one, okay? Huh? Whoa, Adol, this kid doesn't mince words, does she? Ahem. Now I think that about covers the scoldings. So, if you would, please come with me. I'll show you to my home. Until I have done so, I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to remain here in our guest quarters in jail. Go to jail. You're in jail. I cannot say for certain. I will call for you when the necessary preparations have been made. Jail, 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 jail. Jail, you're going to jail. Jail, jail, enjoy jail. Kalilica, tell them about jail.
Yes.
Of course. Is it time for dinner? Brood, sleep, brood, sleep, brood. Frida, give me a break. I don't even have. Why does everybody else have a blanket but not me? I'm sleeping in my clothes. After much tossing and turning, Adol finally gave up on trying to get to sleep. There was simply too much going on in his head. so fucking much. Whomst could that be? Yeah, Karna comes back and arrests us. A winged statue stands beyond the entrance. It looks similar to the statues in Kaznia Mine in the underground ruins.
One day, I intend for mankind to take to the skies. Just like this, on wings of their own creation.
Hey, you remember that room from that one memory? Now then, Adol, please wait here for now. I'll call for you when Lord Eldiel is ready to grant you an audience. Feel free to make yourself comfortable in the meantime, if you'll excuse me. For goodness' sake, I just finished cleaning. Hard to believe anyone can be this disorganized. Okay, here we go. You must be Adol Kristen. I imagine you were quite shocked to be brought here so suddenly.
One day, I intend for mankind to take to the skies, just like this, on wings of their own creation. However, now is not yet that time. The doors must be opened in the proper order.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Eldiel. This is my boy! I fucking love this guy! Look at him! He's so cool! Shit! Okay, I'm gonna let the cutscene explain why he's so fucking cool. I suppose you could say I'm the one who brings harmony to this world.
Lisa.
I'm sorry for the mess. I'll tidy the room again later. If you wish to talk to Adol here, I'll take my leave now.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Now, Adol, all of these books and blueprints you see before you, they all depict things I plan to have someone invent one day. Let that line sink in. They all depict things that I plan to have someone invent someday. Have somebody invent? Indeed. One day someone will invent each of the inventions you see before you. Construction, arts, medicine, weaponry. All kinds of knowledge from every field of study are gathered here for the express purpose of gifting to mankind someday. And by bestowing this knowledge, I have worked to maintain balance and harmony in the world throughout its history. Sounds like the work of a god. There are many in Highland who would regard me as one. I've been carrying out this process for hundreds of years now, treating it as my sacred duty. When a land struggled with floods, I gave its people the knowledge to build floodgates and improve irrigation. In one age, a violent plague spread across the land, and I prompted the development of a cure. As for a recent example, do you see that blueprint spread out over there? I'm sorry, I have a habit of being a little untidy. I believe there are blueprints of a boat on this table. The armies of the Roman Empire and the Principality of Altago have been butting heads, as I'm sure you know. At one point, Altago seemed to be at a disadvantage, but for now, the two forces are an even match for one another. The reason for this sudden equalization? An exceptionally fast warship the Altaginians have managed to invent in the nick of time. I want to ride on one, please! Haha, as expected of an explorer like you. My point, however, is that these blueprints are the plans for that very warship. The countries have been at odds for so long, it would create an imbalance were one to fall under the other's flag. If Rome were to annex Altago, the number of problems for both nations would increase considerably. It simply would not be wise to let the war end quite so easily. Much like the relationships between people, resolutions can sometimes lead to problems all on their own. Altago is a particularly complex region, and is generally best left to its own devices. But exceptions must be made.